Hello and welcome to the series of how-to video tutorials for Denodo Express. During this series of short videos, we'll cover everything you need to know to get started using Denodo Express. In addition to covering the how-to steps, we're also going to look at why and when you make certain choices to improve your results. Overall, the goal of the tutorials is to help you get started using Denodo Express as quickly and as easily as possible. While each tutorial is fairly self-contained, the videos that make up the series are designed to be watched sequentially. That is, some videos will make use of things that you learned and seen in earlier videos. In our first video, we're going to show you how to start the Denodo server, how to connect to the server using the Denodo administration tool, and how to create your first virtual database. You'll need to start the Denodo Platform Control Center by double-clicking on the desktop icon. The Control Center is where you can start the various components that make up the Denodo platform. For the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to focus on the VDP, or Virtual Data Port, so click on the VDP button in the Control Center. There are two components in this section, the server and the administration tool. The server is the runtime execution engine which performs all the work of data integration, and the administration tool is where you can configure data source connections, define virtual views, publish these views to consuming applications, and so on. To start the server, simply click on the Start button on the server panel. Once the status of the server has changed to started, you can then start the Denodo administration tool. You can log into the administration tool using the username admin and the password of admin. This is the default account that was created when you installed Denodo Express. You should leave the server URI as is. This connects you to the previously started Denodo server and to a virtual database called admin. This is one of the two pre-configured virtual databases shipped with Denodo Express. A virtual database is very similar to a database within an RDBMS server, such as Oracle or SQL Server. They provide convenient ways to partition and protect your work, and we recommend that each project has its own virtual database. You can create a new virtual database by clicking on the Administration menu and then selecting the Database Management option. The Database Management page allows you to manage your virtual databases. You can create a new database by clicking on the New Database button. Enter the name for the database and a brief description. For this tutorial, you can leave the other options with their default settings. Click on the OK button to create the database. You can see that the new database has been added to the list of available databases. You can switch to the newly created database by clicking on the File menu and then selecting Switch to Database. Select your newly created database from the drop-down list and click on OK. Before you start connecting to data sources and creating virtual views, you need to decide how you want to organize your work. To help with this, Denodo Express uses the concept of folders in just the same way that you use folders on Windows or Linux. This allows you to organize and manage your work artifacts better. To create a folder, right-click on the database name and select New, and then Folder from the drop-down menus. Enter the name of the folder and press Enter. You've now created your database and your first folder. You're now ready to start connecting to data sources, creating and integrating views, and publishing them to consuming applications. And we'll cover these activities in subsequent videos.